Hi everybody. Today I am answering the question, can a nursing home prevent you from leaving? To answer this question, I'll share a couple of stories from my 25 years of experience as a care manager, power of attorney, and a court-appointed guardian for my clients related to nursing home care. I will say that there are some situations where the staff in a nursing home get overly attached to people who are there for short or long-term stays. It may surprise you that professional care staff can have as many emotional and personal boundary issues as family caregivers. These professional boundary issues can cause a lot of problems for family members who can be that legally responsible party. So it's important to understand the people in care communities who are caring for your loved ones and to establish relationships with them and to be clear about what your intentions for the care of your loved one is. So stay with me while I share two examples about nursing homes trying to prevent elderly people from leaving. If this is your first time on my channel, I'm Pamela D. Wilson. I'm a caregiving expert, advocate, and speaker of almost 25 years. I help aging adults and their caregivers figure out all of the health, the financial, the legal aspects, the family challenges of caregiving. You can learn more about me and my professional experience in the links below this video to my website, PamelaDWilson.com. You can schedule a one-to-one consultation with me, find free programs on my website, my blog, my caregiving library. If you're a return visitor, thank you. Welcome back. I appreciate you more than you know. Please do like this video, follow my channel, comment, even if it's only to say thanks. Your participation helps other people find their way here. So let's start with story number one. Can a nursing home prevent you from leaving? This is a situation where a woman who had a previously seriously health problem wanted to go home. She lived with her daughter who worked during the day, and her daughter was the caregiver at night. Now, the concern of the nursing home for this woman was that this person had a very serious stroke, but had recovered pretty well, maybe a little bit of weakness on one side. But the big issue was the swallowing. So this woman had a feeding tube. And the care staff at the nursing home was worried about this person going home, daughter working, somebody not being there during the day. Well, the daughter was very responsible. She arranged caregivers to be in the home for a morning shift and an afternoon shift while she was at work. And so the morning shift would be getting mom up, bathed, dressed, making sure she had her medications, and helping her feed herself with the feeding tube. The afternoon routine would be doing some exercises to help regain strength on the weak side of the body that had the stroke. Again, medications and feeding tube. And the daughter trained the caregivers to know how to help mom with the feeding tube. And so this woman had gone through, the first days of care in the nursing home, Medicare payment. She was on Part B, where you can stay up to 120 days. But she didn't want to stay for the entire 120 days. She wanted to go home and be in her home and have her routine and all that kind of stuff. Well, the nursing home actually threatened this woman's daughter, saying, we're going to, you're taking her against medical advice, AMA. We're going to call, the insurance company. They may not pay for the stay. We're going to get adult protective services involved in all this. Well, the daughter was pretty smart, and she was very responsible, and she's like, you know what, don't threaten me. This is what my mother wants. So here's the reality. Patients, especially in the case of this woman who had her mind about her, right, and had a daughter who was very competent and responsible. They have a right to make their own medical decisions if they're competent. This woman wanted to go home. She felt she would get better quicker at home in her own environment. They were fully prepared to have caregivers. My company was the care agency. We helped. And so as long as everybody involved, the family and the patient and other people involved, understand the consequences of the decision and what can work and what might not work, and are prepared to address the concerns, leaving against medical advice can be done, and it's a personal choice. It's just important to understand your pros and your cons. In some situations, the nursing home staff may request that the person leaving sign a form saying, yes, I understand I'm leaving against medical advice. Well, again, if you have a good plan, don't let that threaten you. But again, if you're going to sign that form, make sure you fully understand what can happen if you don't follow, proper medical protocols and have caregivers and all of that. Now know that you can have the best intentions and you want it to work out and it doesn't work. Well, if it doesn't work out, you can always come back to the hospital and the nursing home. But at least you've given it a try. Patients also may be threatened by nursing homes saying, hey, your insurance is not going to pay for your care if you leave. Well, those threats, in my opinion, are made more in the interest of the nursing home, trying to protect themselves from liability or getting sued if a patient leaves. The same for the doctor. Or they're made simply to convince that patient to stay so that the nursing home can get as much money as they can. Again, with everything in life, good nursing homes, bad nursing homes. But in this situation, this woman who had the stroke in the feeding tube went home. She recovered well. The feeding tube was eventually removed and she was able to resume all of her day-to-day activities. But again, she was motivated. She was committed to exercise. She was committed to get better. She wanted to do this. And for her, that made all the difference. Story number 2. I was contacted by the family of an older adult who was in a nursing home and lived alone. And this person was diagnosed with early dementia, so memory loss. The nursing home didn't want to release this person to go home because they're like, well, who's going to take care of him? We see the memory loss. We see that it's a problem. We don't know how this is going to work. The family members who visited were about the same age, so 80, 85. They're like, we can't take care of our sibling. We can't even commit to becoming the power of attorney because we have our own health issues. Or we're taking care of a spouse, or maybe we have kids that we're taking care of, right? And so in this case, I became this man's medical and financial power of attorney and the personal rep of his estate. He fully agreed to accept caregivers in the home. So basically, I put a plan in place for him to go home, have physical therapy come into the home, have caregivers there for breakfast and dinner, and made a plan to move him out. The nursing home accepted that decision of the family and accepted my role as that medical agent, and were very sad to see him go. But they were happy that it was a situation where family members were being responsible and a responsible person was being brought in, and they were not worried that he would be returning within a week or returning in 2 weeks. Now, in a lot of cases where nursing homes have concerns, some of these concerns are very valid about a person's ability to take care of themselves or the availability and commitment of family members to help out. Or in some cases, maybe there is even suspected elder abuse, because that happens. So if you are an older adult in a situation where you're wanting to leave a nursing home, know that you do need a plan for your care. If you have memory loss, you probably do need a medical power of attorney and a financial power of attorney, and to get your estate planning documents done. And then you have to consider, if you need care in the home, how are you going to pay for that? So there's a lot of logistics to leaving a nursing home if you have a lot of health problems. And if you can't manage those logistics independently, find someone like myself who you can consult with, telephone or video, who can take you through all the things that you want to consider so that you can alleviate the concerns of the nursing home and the nursing home staff so that they're not reporting you to Adult Protective Services or the police, or they're not worried that you're going to go home and you're going to come back 3 days later. You have a choice. You have a choice to leave against medical advice if you have a good plan and you understand what the consequences are. If you're a family caregiver and your parent is in this situation, same thing. Make a plan for the care of your loved one. Share the plan with the nursing home staff and the doctor. Be transparent. Again, if you're not sure how to make that plan, you can contact me. The link to schedule a one-on-one consultation is below, as well as links to my professional background, my website, PamelaDWilson.com, my online caregiver courses, my podcast, The Caring Generation, my caregiver library, and my blog. I thank you all so much for being here. Please do like this video, follow my channel, Make a comment, even if it's only to say thank you. Your participation helps other people find their way here. I'll see you all again soon in another video.